I hear the starting trumpets and orchestra. Wow. Well, thank you. You guys, I lost my vape. This live stream is off to a disastrous start. I don't know where my fucking vape is. Oh, wait, I found it. Hang on, it's in the bathroom. Okay. Let me get into position. Oh. Let me get into position. And I've got my live stream on my computer going. Let's turn that off. Okay. Oh! Hi, Minka Job. Good to see you. Always lovely to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, and my camera is dropping. Cute. I'm going to post that I'm live on my blog right now. Hi, Taylor. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, all my friends are here today. Thank you. Woo, I'm hot. Oh my God, it is so hot in Minneapolis. We have a friend who's come to visit us right at the beginning of the stream. He's been very needy today. I think that if I was sitting outside, he would jump out the window straight into my lap. Okay, how's the lighting? Can y'all see me? So I'm gonna pull up the chat over here. Oh, guys, what a day. I had kind of a shitty day. Minka Job said, Mama, you're looking iconic with glowy skin, fierce hair, girl. Please let us know what's been happening. Thank you. I wore sunscreen today. This is no foundation. It's just dim lighting. Lighting's good. Thank you, Taylor. Okay, so quick catch up for anyone who didn't catch my last stream. So I got fired from my job, not this past Friday, but the Friday before that. And I was fired very unexpectedly. There was no warning. And they told me basically that it's because I suck. So that's fun. I had to delete my last live stream because I might have made some inflammatory comments about the company I worked for. Even if I didn't name them, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that, especially if they're gonna, well, I can't say. Anyway. Oh, it's hot in here. I am drinking Two Hearted IPA. And anyway, so I was let go out of nowhere. So annoying. I know, Taylor. Good job, Mama Lindy. You should become a bartender. I'm studying to become one, Mama. I don't know. My drinking is already a little problematic. Make a job. Like, I had a drinking moment last week that I wasn't too proud of, honestly. I was having a bad day. And because I finished updating my resume after I got fired, which was difficult for me. I thought that it was going to take longer than 5 days to emotionally process being fired and then to actually update my resume. But I just did it. I just banged it out. And then I fell into a depression and I just laid on my bed and was lost on my phone. I'm addicted to this specific game called Einstein's Riddle Logic Puzzle, which I've been playing every single day for years. And I will just sit and play this game literally for hours and listen to YouTube drama videos about Amberlynn Reed, who is my YouTube queen. And anyway, so I wasn't feeling anything at all, and I went to the store and I bought a $10 bottle of wine because I was depressed, and that's not good. You've been binging Karina Kaboom? Oh my God, that's so funny. I mentioned Amber on my Tumblr the other day, and I was just hoping someone would send me an ask about her, like, Girl World drama on my blog. Don't throw me in the briar patch. Oh no. But anyway, yeah, so last Wednesday I was really depressed, and so I went and I bought a bottle of wine. And I had 2 cups and I felt really bad about it. And then the next day I had I had the remaining 2 glasses of wine in the bottle, and then my mom. Well, it was right after I had a job interview too. I had a job interview with the staffing agency that sets up the job. Taylor, you watch Zachary Michael Daily? Yes! I love that there's crossover here. I love that part of YouTube. Girl World. Okay, I know I'm telling a story about being a problematic drinker, but like honestly, I started watching Amberlynn Reid like 3 days before the iconic Valentine's Day drunk live stream after Destiny broke up with her. And so like that was one of my first exposures to her, and I was absolutely hooked. I had a very iconic day on the internet. I actually found out about Trisha Paytas and Amberlynn Reid on the same day in 2017. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, so I went to the store. I bought a $10 bottle of wine because I was depressed. Now, for people who don't know, I was sober for 5 years because I was a death spiral alcoholic for like 15 years. Anyway, so I drank. Because I finished my resume, I was depressed. I drank. The next day I had my job interview with the staffing agency. I was depressed after that, and I drank again. And then my mom called me and she was like, "Have you been drinking?" And I lied and I said no. And that was very bad of me. You shouldn't lie when you're drinking. I mean, it's like, especially having been a former problem drinker, like that my first instinct was to lie about it was very bad. And so I wound up like calling her a couple days later and saying I lied and I'm sorry, and I told my therapist about it, but now I'm drinking more beer. And actually I had a bad day today too. So love this pattern. Yeah, today I went to the pharmacy. Let's see, make a job. You paid $60 for a cameo from ALR. I'm fucking dead. That is what did you ask her and what did she say? I'm riveted. I have to know. Taylor, what happened today? Why is my chat not playing? Huh, that's weird. Oh, I bet I have it turned to like top chat or something. Live chat. There we go. What happened today? It's been a week. Okay, well today, so I was supposed to have a job interview today with a law firm. The staffing agency tried to place me at this interview like, oh wait, I actually had the staffing agency interview this Monday. I've got my timeline all messed around. Anyway, and so they told me it's a temp to hire position. It's downtown. It's like business casual. Girls, I don't know how to dress business casual. I do not have a business casual wardrobe ready to go for a fucking law firm, right? Make a job. I wrote and produced a rap song called Amberlynn Reid and sent it to her and had her react. Key lyric, "My ass stay fat like Amberlynn Reid." I love that. I love that so much. You made a rap song. You should find a way to send that to me. I don't know if you follow me on Tumblr or anything, but please, if we can find a way for you to get that to me. Yeah, business casual is a fucking nightmare, Taylor. It's like I like put on my dress that I was gonna like go to the interview for, and it's like, I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but like I have gained a lot of weight and I didn't like the way I looked at my dress. And then they called me and it was no longer a temp to hire position. It was now just a temp position. So that's 3 months with no health care, no benefits, buying a whole wardrobe for it. And it's only $2 more an hour than my last position. And I would have to pay for my own health care on top of that. And it's 5 days a week in the office, downtown. They don't pay for your parking. And so, like, when the recruiter called me, he was very persuasive. He was like, it's easier to get a permanent position when you already have a job. And this could be good experience. You should at least interview. It'd be good interview experience. And so I was like, okay, I guess. And then an hour later, I sent him an email like, hi, hi, what's your name? I've decided that I'm gonna not take this interview after he'd already scheduled it. And I was like, I decided I'm not going to take this because I need to align more with my long-term goals. And then I realized that um, after I sent the email, I put the wrong name in the email. I said, "Hi, Ryan." His name is Sam. So I'm looking really good. I canceled a job interview after it was already scheduled because I decided that I didn't want it. And then I called him the wrong name in the email. So I'm really looking good. Like, I pay attention to detail. I'm really someone that's going to be easy to schedule interviews for. I'm looking great right now. But anyway, what happened today was I went to the pharmacy to get my ADHD medication. And that's a big concern for me. Like, I could potentially get off the ADHD medication if I don't have to focus on spreadsheets all day. I mean, it would definitely affect my mental health. But one thing I can't do is I cannot stop taking my bipolar medication. And my healthcare is running out at the end of the month because it was through my employer. So I have to go through the state health insurance, which is a fucking nightmare in Minnesota. You actually have to separately contact a navigator. Like, you need a helper to finish the application. And so I emailed the navigators. They have not emailed me back. You're responsible for finding your own fucking navigator in Minnesota. So that's great. And anyway, so I was out of my ADHD medication this morning. So I took one of my backup pills, which is a smaller dose than I'm supposed to be taking. So I'm already unfocused. I go to the pharmacy and they ring me up and it's like a bunch of money. And I'm like, hey, that price is a lot higher than I thought it would be. And they were like, oh, well, you don't have health insurance. And I was like, I should have health insurance through the end of the month. That was part of the agreement when they fired me. In fact, they took a double deduction out of my final paycheck so that I would have health insurance until the end of the month. But yeah, my health insurance was canceled the day that after they fired me, despite me paying for it out of my last paycheck. So that's cute. Had to pay a bunch of money for my medication. And like, health insurance and getting my medication is a particularly sore spot for me. I am a severely mentally ill woman, and working through insurance companies and pharmacies is a living fucking nightmare that I would not wish on anyone. And especially when you're already mentally unstable and you need these medications to not die. So I've had a lot of really, really difficult, bad experiences with pharmacies. And so I was triggered as fuck by them canceling my health insurance. And so I got in my car. I was going to go, before I got fired, they gave me a gift card to Lunds and Byerly's, which I don't know if you have those around where you live, but it's like a bougie grocery store. They gave me a gift card as a thank you for working here for 1 year gift, and then fired me like 3 days later. So my plan was, I'm going to go to this grocery store. I'm going to use my $30 gift card and get some sandwiches or whatever. So I get in my car after I get out of the pharmacy, and I had a moment. I was real angry, and I was yelling. I was like, "You assholes!" I've been sad about being fired, but I haven't really been angry. And a lot of it came out because I was like, wow, you fired me. You left me up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, and now you canceled my health insurance that I paid for. You fucking assholes. And so I was like rage driving, which was a very bad feature of my manic episode last year. So that's like a huge red flag for me. You can't be angry driving through downtown Minneapolis. that is dangerous. And it's not just dangerous for me, which is what makes it really immoral. It's dangerous for other people. And I can't be doing that. Like, my mental illness can't be somebody else's problem, you know, is my problem. So I get to the grocery store in Northeast Minneapolis, and I realize that they don't have a parking garage. It's like street parking. And I was so dysregulated. I was like, I can't fucking do this. I cannot do this. I cannot parallel park in this state of mind. And so I drove straight home, and then I just like disappeared into my phone for like 3 hours. And I didn't take my Xanax because I specifically wanted to drink alcohol tonight, and you can't do both of those things in one day, because they're both like central nervous system depressants, and the risk is that you might suffocate in your sleep if you combine them. So I didn't take the Xanax. I just kind of like zoned out in bed for 3 hours, and I like didn't have any food in the house, so I was also like really hungry. I did a calculation on my phone, and I had only eaten like 400 calories by 5 p.m. And so I was like, this day is a nightmare. And so I've been like sort of like negotiating with myself, like, am I gonna drink alcohol? No, you haven't eaten enough. Eat more. And then I eat more, and then I'm like, oh, but I still have to go to the grocery store. I haven't eaten any protein today. And then I compromised, and I realized that the liquor store I wanted to go to is a block away from the grocery store. So I can park in the liquor store parking lot, and then walk to the grocery store, spend my $30 gift card, and then come back and get beers. And so I ate, and I'm drinking beers, and I had a bad day. Super fun. Why does it keep, I don't understand why I'm putting it on live chat. Why are these things not showing up? Minka Job, Lindy, you could become a casino dealer. They make bank and they get to sit there all day. It's fierce and the tips are insane. You know what's so funny? You were telling me this in my last live stream. I can't do casino because in Minnesota, gambling isn't legal. It's only legal on reservations, and like the closest one is like 40 minutes away. And my car has started vibrating ominously. So, and I really can't afford to have my car break down right now. So I'm just trying to like not drive as much as I can too. Yeah, Minka Job said, oh my god, I hate street parking and garages. If it wasn't for a hot doctor bailing me out of a downtown garage because my credit card is maxed, like I would be in that garage in my car to that day. Oh my god. You have been through it. Wow. I can't believe you got a hot doctor to bail you out. That's awesome. I wish I had a hot doctor who would bail me out of this situation. I'm like, do I need to start OnlyFans again? Like, I was thinking about starting a Patreon, but I'm not a regular enough content creator, and like I'm not as hot as I used to be at all. Like my photo reel on my phone almost like came out of the phone and punched me in the goddamn face today. It was like 2 photos 8 years apart, and one was me 30 looking skinny and really hot, and the other one was me taking a picture of myself in my dress for my interview where I thought I looked terrible, and it was like, look, 8 years apart. And I was like, I used to be so hot. Why didn't I know? Why didn't I know I was hot when I was 30? I was so hot. Now I'm turning 39 next month. I'm old, I'm fat, I'm unemployed, I'm crazy, and I'm drinking again. Like, my life is a fucking nightmare right now. I still got great tits though. Say what you will, I've got great tits and I've got great hair. Let's see. Oh my god, these messages are not showing up on my phone. Let's see here. Young Debt said, extremely cruel of your previous employer to F your insurance like that. Hopefully you can hold them responsible somehow, at least get your deduction back. Yeah, they got a strongly worded email, HR did, from me today. I was like, hey, and I straight up quoted the terms of my exit letter from this company. I was like, hey, so you took my money. Where's my health insurance? Taylor said, have you ever considered doing YouTube / content creation for a living? I have. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not monetized. I don't have the audience for it right now. But like my last live stream, I did some math. My last live stream, I took the number of hours you need to be monetized and divided it by the number of watch hours on my last live stream. And if I could do 23 live streams like that one, I could get monetized. And like, I've thought about it. I thought like that would be such a cool job. Like if I could just like read books and have ideas and tell people about them and interact with an audience, like that's the dream. I want to be Amberlynn Reed, you know, but like at 215 pounds instead of 550, you know, that's the dream. And like, I've been building an online audience for like, what year is it? 2026, for like 14 years. I peaked in popularity online like 12 years ago. I mean, like, and I still have an audience. People have been following me forever and like they're invested. And so I feel like I could convert this into something, but I don't know. I haven't, you know, when you're working full time, it's like, that's hard enough for me. That's the other part that I've been thinking is that like, I hate working, and like, because I have mental health problems, working is always going to be harder for me than it is for other people, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to pay bills exactly the same. I can't live on disability. I've applied for unemployment now, which is going to cover the bare basics, but nothing else. So I mean, if I could even just like take some time while I'm unemployed to like get this channel monetized, it would be awesome. Minka Job said, sorry guys, I'm behind on the comments. Yes, girl, he pulled up and saw my card wasn't working, so he used his member card, and then I didn't get the job I was in the area for, but now I'm making more coin at the casino. Well, I don't know. I feel like that story has multiple happy endings. You got to talk to a hot doctor and you have a better paying job. Young Debt said, and I have also had some serious breakdowns over poor parking situations. Yeah, parking is, you know, like when I lost my license when I was 22 for unpaid parking tickets. Like, it wasn't drunk driving or anything like that. It was unpaid parking tickets. But at the time, I was so poor that I had to sell my car to pay rent. So I was like, fucking parking tickets. Find me. Like, I moved out. I was like living in a weird room, and then I was homeless. I was like couch surfing. I was like living on someone's couch. And I was like, fuck these parking tickets. I'm gonna pay parking tickets. I don't even have a car. And so they suspended my license. And then I didn't get it. I didn't even try and get it back until like 11 years later. And by that time I had not had a license in so long that they made me completely retake all the driving tests. And so I'm like 33 years old. I'm like in the car with the instructor, and they had me, and when I parallel parked, I hit both cones. And I just turned to her and I was like, did I fail this test? And she was like, we'll talk about it at the end. And then I was like free from anxiety. I was like, I failed it, fuck it. You know, I did the rest of it. And then I passed. And I was like, that is so dangerous. Why would you give me a driver's license? I'm going to contact my congresswoman about this. Like, Ilhan Omar needs to know. Make a Job said, you're still hot, diva. Thank you. I'm having a moment in my life right now. Morgan, hey girl, your body size doesn't impact your beauty or worth. You're beautiful. Okay, like, thank you. But I am not comfortable with my body right now. Let me tell you something. When I take off my bra, and I'm not wearing it right now, when I take off my bra, there is a sensation in my back where my back fat is now touching itself. Okay, it is folded over and I can feel it. I can feel it touching. I have never been this big in my life. And I'm at an increased risk for diabetes. I have PCOS, which, if you don't know, is a disorder of your ovaries that intentionally gives you insulin resistance to make you fat, because fat stores estrogen and my body makes too much testosterone. So it tries to make you fat on purpose to balance out your hormones. So it's like, I've got to get this thing in check. Taylor said, you have so many interesting life experiences and things to say. I'm sure you could totally make it a thing. People love that stuff. Thank you, Taylor. That is very kind of you. Make a job. Linda, you're on fire tonight, making me gag, cackle, and lol. Oh my God, you're such an icon. Please remember how iconic you are to us in your darkest moments. Diva Mama icon. You know what, Mink Job, you're an icon to me. Okay, you are here holding it down in every one of these goddamn live streams. And you know what? YouTube would not be the same for me without you, and I really mean that, okay? Young Debt, I think you totally have the audience to build something in terms of videos / streams. Your most recent vids are very enjoyable. Thank you. I haven't even made a video in 2 months. Like, I've been doing live streams, but like I haven't even made a video. And like my video editing skills are like, I literally learned to video edit in middle school in like the year 2000, and I have not updated my shit since. And my laptop is such a piece of shit. Like, I wish I could make better quality videos, like editing. Like, I could do it. I really could. But yeah, but it just takes a little bit of commitment. And I don't know. I've been having a hard time. I should have made more videos in the last year. What a horrible fucking year in my life. This has been the worst year of my life, guys. On Saturday, it was 1 year since my apartment building caught on fire. And in that time, I lost all my friends. I had a manic episode. I had a depressive episode. I almost killed myself. I was in the psych ward. I was in a month-long partial hospitalization program. And then I was like, well, at least I made it through all that with it, fully employed. And then I got fired right before the 1 year anniversary of this fucking fire. So, you know what? I'm like trying to be reborn right now. I'm struggling, and my first beer is almost gone, and it's so goddamn hot in this apartment. You know what? I don't need to suffer. I have AC now. Let's see. SGS said, you have PCOS too. Lindy, I've been following you forever on Tumblr. It means a lot to finally say hi. Shout out from South Minneapolis. Much love. Hey, that's so awesome. Hey, I used to live in South too. I used to live 21st Ave and 32nd Street, right across from South High, a couple blocks off of Powderhorn. So that's really cool. Thank you for making it over. I know that like a lot of times my audience from Tumblr, it just doesn't translate over to YouTube. Like, I'll post my videos and stuff, but like I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of followers on YouTube that don't watch my videos. I have over 2,000 followers. There are 22 people watching this video. Oh, man. Okay, guys, I'm not going to suffer. We're going to do an apartment tour real quick, and I'm going to turn on the air conditioning. So come with me. We're going on an adventure. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me close my blinds real quick, because not trying to betray the exact location of my new apartment, but we'll do a quick apartment tour real quick. I'm going to turn on the air conditioning. Oh my God. Then I'll turn on some lights and I will flip this bitch around. Okay, so here's the living room. This is where I am sitting. And this table is not usually here. This is just for lighting when I'm filming. This is my lovely chair. And then over here, we have my television. Here is my bookcase. Minka Job said, I wish I lived in Minneapolis, y'all, but I'm in shy Sacramento. Oh, they're two very different places. Here is the kitchen. There's the boy. Here's a picture of my family. I've showed this before. That's me. Those are my parents. And okay, we have the kitchen, whatever. Here's a picture of a goat that I really liked at the zoo. It's the first thing that made me laugh really hard after I got out of the psych ward, and my sister gave me this picture for Christmas. Here's the bathroom. Very cute, very cute. Then here is my bedroom. I sleep on a twin-size bed because I'm not a real adult. There's where my computer usually is. I got a washboard. A lot of the decorations in my house are from my grandma. My picture of Charlie Chaplin. There's my piano. Yeah, I've secretly been playing the piano for 32 years. Okay, now we're going back. Tour over. And I'm gonna have another beer, and hopefully it's not gonna be as hot in here, because I fucking turned on the air conditioner. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Get it together. There we go. Okay. Taylor said, do you like your neighbors? I don't really know my neighbors. Wait, guys, I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to make a slight lighting improvement. I don't really know my neighbors. From what I can tell, this building is mostly, it's mostly families, so there's a lot of kids. It's mostly like kids, and then there's like some college students, and it's different, you know, because my last neighborhood, I've mentioned this a lot, but like I lived in the most Somali neighborhood in Minneapolis. I miss the Somali people. Like honestly, I do. Like I miss them. I was in that neighborhood for 16 years. I miss my Somali people. Let's see. Dallas said, followed you on Tumblr for years and just followed your personal journey this year. Hope you're okay. Thank you, Dallas. Yeah, you know, earlier this year, I had lost the will to live. And I'm gonna make it through this because I at least have the will to live now. I want to be alive, and I want to do things in my life, and you know, I don't like, you know, the whole demon thing that happened last year with a manic episode. That's over. I have been leaning a little bit into magical thinking, which I gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Unstructured time is really difficult for me, and big life ruptures are a major trigger for bipolar episodes, so I have to be very fucking careful right now. But I ought to make it. I ought to make it. I should. People get fired. I Googled it. Approximately 1/3 of people get fired at some point in their career. Which is lower than I thought it would be. I thought probably like half of people get fired at some point, but no. I'm an outlier, as always. Let's see here. SGS 1997 said, oh my god, our cats look alike. What is your cat's name? Mine is Sid. Oh, that's cute. That's a cute name for a cat, Sid. My cat's name is Binks, and I hate that because I named him after the cat in Hocus Pocus, and I experience millennial cringe for myself that I named my cat after a Disney cat, but I had watched it the night before I got him, and it just stuck. But I make this joke that I feel cringe, and so I tell people that it's short for Jar Jar Binks. Let's see. Make a job said, I now gender identify as the boobs vase thing on your bookshelf. You know what that is it's a boob vase. And then on top of it, I'll go get it. I'll show you what it is. I hope it's not against terms of service. Do you think it is? I shouldn't risk it. It's a vase with boobs, but then on top of it, it's actually a log with a cheeseburger picture paper mache'd across it that this delightful woman in my old neighborhood made and was selling at the art fair. Her name was Diana. I called her the wandering woman of the West Bank, because the West Bank is the name of the neighborhood I lived in. And she was like this 65, 75-year-old alcohol, like recovering alcoholic who had just like, she had wet brain. I mean, she fried her brain with alcohol. And she used to come into the store that I worked in when I worked in the futon shop. And she would talk to me, and yeah, she was crazy as fuck. I mean, she was just out of her mind. I mean, she was always telling me that like she was sad because her parents were gonna die, but it's like, baby, your parents are dead. I don't know when this happened, but like she was stuck there. She'd always just walk around with like a copy of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous under her arm. But she did not like people, but she spent all day walking around the neighborhood every fucking day. Every time I saw her, it was like a good luck charm. It's like, there's Diana again. But she didn't talk to people. She was very people averse, but she always really liked me in particular. And so whenever I would see her, we would stop and we would talk about when I worked at the futon shop, and her parents dying, and like she would always say shit to me like, "Oh, you're so pretty. You should be in Cosmopolitan magazine." And then I saw her and she was selling this log with a cheeseburger on it. And I was like, Diana, this is fucking brilliant, babe. I would love to buy this. Let's see. SGS 1997. I'm so glad you found the will to live. Sometimes we just gotta push through out of spite to outlive the horrors. Legit so proud of you for moving forward every day. Thank you. It was definitely, I don't know. I don't think that the call of the void is something that is ever going to completely go away for me. I mean, it's like, there's, my presence online has been focused on like religious and weird material, like weird as an aesthetic. And I think that like, not to get too deep, but like, there is something very odd and unsettling about living a life without, I don't have a belief in an afterlife. There's like this void at the end of it all. And so in a way, and not in a way, like for real, just at the end of the day, baseline, I do think that life is meaningless. I don't think that there's continuity outside of this. I don't really think it matters if I kill myself. And that was part of the really bad part of depression, is that like, I would think about, my sisters and my niece, and I just would not feel anything at all. I would just say to myself, they're all going to be dead soon anyway. None of this matters. But then, they fixed some of the chemicals in my brain, and like all of a sudden, it's like I have a youngish, healthy body. My body wants to live again, and my brain wants to live. You're wired to want to live. That's the whole game with being alive, is that you're trying to stay alive, and so they fixed that part of my brain with medication, and that's why I hope that I can continue my medication without any health insurance at the end of the month, because I got fired from my job. Taylor said, that's sad, I hope she's safe. Yes, Diana, I really do worry about her, because I know that she has a social worker that comes to visit her, but like, especially because I've known this woman for a long time. I mean, 17 years I've been seeing this lady. I'm sad that I moved out of my neighborhood and I'll probably never see her again, but at the beginning of COVID, I remember being in a telehealth therapy session and like crying, because I was thinking about, oh, it's gonna make me cry now. Hang on, I have tissues right here. But I was thinking about Diana, and she's old and she's vulnerable, and she doesn't have very many people, and it's like this virus was just ravaging the elderly. And she's not in good health to begin with. And she's not mentally well either. I mean, like, I would always see her wandering around without, it's Minnesota. It'll be the winter. She's wandering around with a spring jacket on, no hat. And it's like, Diana, where's your fucking hat? And yeah, I cried because I was like, what will happen to Diana? What will happen to the Dianas of the world during this pandemic? And who is watching them? Who is caring for them? But she made it. She made it. Somehow. She was, I mean, I guess she was outside. I mean, she was socially distancing, but the bitch made it. She's still out there for all I know. I mean, last time I saw her was probably about 6 months ago, right before I moved out. That was more than 6 months ago. That was like 8 months ago. Fuck. God, time. It's like the first 3 months that I lived in this apartment, I was mostly in the hospital and like just had a broken heart because all of my friends abandoned me. And so I was just kind of like, I just was like very, very sick and had a broken heart. And then after New Year's, things were getting better. And I stabilized, but like after New Year's, guys, I've been experiencing some, not now, luckily, like this has changed in my life, but around the beginning of the year, I experienced some of the worst isolation I've ever experienced in my life. I literally went 3 weeks without seeing a single person that I knew. I mean, it was during the ice raids in Minneapolis. And like, so they had everybody in my company was working from home, and I didn't have any friends, and I got sick. I had the flu for like a week and a half, and it wound up being like 3.5 weeks. I didn't see a single person that I knew. It was just me in the apartment with my fucking cat. And luckily that's changed now. I have a friend again. Hello. I have a friend again. I mean, I have friends. I went to Philadelphia like a month ago for my former best friend. Not former, we're still friends, but like we were best friends in college for like his wedding. And like I have some friends in the city who I see every now and again. But you know, all my day-to-day friends abandoned me while I was having my crazy bipolar time. And you know, but recently I've reconnected with an old friend actually. He's been on my videos before. I know actually that he follows my YouTube channel. It'd be really funny if he was watching this right now. But he's the really tall, skinny, gay guy with all the fabulous outfits. That has the house with all of the costumes and stuff in it. I've reconnected recently. So Taylor said, this winter felt particularly brutal. Bitch, you're telling me. You're telling me. Oh my God. I mean, if it wasn't literally a fascist invasion of the city I live in, it was being in the psych ward and in the hospital and just like trying to balance my brain chemicals so I wanted to live again while I'm like at home answering emails all fucking day and like being alone and like only talking to my mom and my sisters. Yikes. I watched a lot of really good TV though. Wow, 27 viewers. This is more than I usually get. Thank you for being here. This is my second beer. This is the Two Hearted IPA, which is a beer I really liked when I drank. Technically it's like a high alcohol beer. It's like 7%. So I think I've had one. I think that 2 will probably get me drunk. I'm not trying to get drunk really. Because like I said, I've had a hard day. And my sister, my bitch sister, is having a hysterectomy on Friday. Like 2 days. She's gonna go get scooped. And she's younger than me. She's like 3 years younger than me. But she has like really bad endometriosis and stuff. So she's gonna get her whole shebang taken out on Friday. And so tomorrow I have to wake up and I have to go help her deep clean her house before she goes in and has surgery. This girl and her health problems. Oh my god, she has like a migraine disorder. It's cute. We're disabled together, you know? And now we're both unemployed. So I actually have a little bit of time right now to help her while she's getting her surgery. So that's great. Do you want to see something really ridiculous? Okay, so I'm addicted to vaping. And usually I'm always trying to quit vaping, right? So I'll keep the vape after it hits 0% nicotine, right? And I'll just hit that and I'll think like, okay, I'm just gonna hit this and then I'm gonna put on the patch and it's gonna be over. But I've decided that quitting nicotine is really destabilizing, and so I'm not gonna try and do that right now. So how many 0% vapes do you think I have right now? Did you answer 4? The answer is 4. These 4, and then the current one. This is the current one. These are all at 0%, and they are charged 100%. Okay, they are ready to go as soon as this one hits 0. Let's see. Taylor said, that's Bell's Brewery, oldest brewery in Michigan, where I'm from. Love their Oberon. Oh yeah, I used to drink their Oberon sometimes. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize it was from Michigan. Actually, yes, I did. I went when I was at the airport last month to go to Philadelphia. I got there early, so I was like, I'm a cheeky little beer and eat some French fries before I got on this plane. And the lady was like, we only have local beers. And I was like, okay, could I have a Two Hearted? And she's like, that's not Minnesota, that's Michigan. But I can find you something like that. And she did. I filmed that trip, by the way. Filmed that trip, never made it into a video. I filmed a trip up to my sister's cabin. There was snowmobiles, there was a fire, there was a 3-legged dog. I have these videos that I just need to edit together and actually put out there. Okay. You guys, so I had to get a crown on my tooth. And it sucks, and it's not the right size, and so I'm kind of biting my tongue a little bit. But anyway, so I had this crown put on my tooth, and afterwards, after they drilled down my tooth, because they got to drill them down first. They don't put the crown on right away. So I drilled down 2 of my back teeth. And I went to the front desk, and they were like, okay, that'll be $2,400. And I was like, what? Excuse me? I have dental insurance. And they were like, yeah, that's after insurance. They paid for most of it. So I was like, well, I can't really afford that right now. Because I've been hemorrhaging money all year. This was before I was fired. Already hemorrhaging money. And I was like, I really can't afford that right now. And they were like, well, we can put you on a payment plan. And I was like, great, let's do a payment plan. And once I get my shit together, I'll just pay off the balance. So they offered me this payment plan that was $66 a month. And I was like, great, fine, signed the thing. Then I started getting emails from a credit card company saying, thank you for opening an account with us. This dental office opened a credit card in my name for $2,400 for a $2,400 debt. Did not tell me they were opening a credit card. And I recently finally got the actual plastic card in the mail, and so I was able to log into my online account. This credit card has a 33% interest rate, and a $2,400 balance at 33% interest with a $66 monthly payment. I pay $66 a month. It accrues $67 in interest every month. So if I make my payments on time, the balance goes up by $1 every month, and the debt is never paid. Isn't that crazy? That's how they get you. I cannot believe the scammery of this. I can believe it. This is why I never get in debt. I don't have any debt. I have one credit card with a $300 balance with a $300 limit, and the only other debt I have is my student loan that I absolutely needed to get out of poverty. I borrowed like $17,000 10 years ago. I've never regretted it because I tripled my income and I got out of poverty. But like, I drive a 23-year-old Toyota Corolla that I paid cash for. I do not borrow money for any reason. And this is the first time that I've had to be on a payment plan for something. And it's exactly what I feared. It's a total scam. They've locked me in. If I just make the minimum payments, I will pay this for life. Can you believe that? Taylor said, dental work costs are fucking bananas. It's such a scam. Right. Well, I mean, it's extortion. I mean, what am I going to do? Not get my teeth fixed? Am I going to let them rot out of my head? And that was with insurance. With insurance, $2,400. And like, luckily, you know, like at the end of the day, if it really came down to it, I have a tiny bit of money in a retirement fund that I could cash out. Like, that is the emergency, I will be homeless if I don't do this money, right? But that's all I've got. So like, I'm just gonna pay it off. But like, yeah, I mean, it will be a lifelong debt if I don't just pay it off. Young Debt said, that's such a joke. Ugh, I know. And like, I can't believe that this dentist just like roped me into it too. Like, how much money are you making selling these credit card scams to people? And also, this crown sucks. It sucks. Okay, my face is not, I feel like it's fucking with the symmetry of my face. Like, this side is swollen. Oh, 51 minutes on here. Let's see what else has been going on. I applied for unemployment. It was, I guess, easier than I thought it would be. I mean, the state of Minnesota website is pretty good. You can only apply online during certain hours of the day. Make that make sense, right? And so I applied for unemployment, and they haven't approved it yet, but I have to request benefits every single week. I have to go on the website and say, I'm still unemployed. I made a good faith effort to find work this week. Please give me enough money to live. And they said that they're going to give me $575 a week if I'm approved, which I'm hoping I am, which is, you know, like, not as much money as I was making. And I like calculated it all together, and my rent and utilities, just the things I absolutely cannot avoid, is like $1,700 a month. And so the unemployment will, like, it will pay for the bare necessities, but then it's leaving like no room for, I mean, I can afford food on that, basically, which, I mean, I guess is sort of the point, but like, it's not a catastrophe, but it's not sustainable either. Let's see here. SGS said, the meds I've been getting through insurance cost more than without insurance. Yeah. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. The medical system in America sucks. Yes, absolutely. Like, if you go in to a pharmacy, they'll give you a price for the insured meds. But then if you don't have insurance, they can apply coupons that will make it less than it is with insurance. And it's such a scam because the insurance, like, obviously you're paying towards your deductible and whatever, but like, yeah, they actually wind up being cheaper without insurance. It's crazy. SG said, yeah, the MNUI, that's Minnesota Unemployment Insurance website, not being open on Sundays makes no sense, right? What the fuck? You need, are there people monitoring this on the other end? Like, what the hell? What? What do you mean I can't fill it out past 6 p.m.? It's the internet. The filling out surveys about how many jobs are you applying to? Are you doing it through websites, the newspaper? Like, anyone posts newspaper ads anymore? I haven't even got there yet. I have to apply for the first time next week. And like, I mean, I had an interview with the staffing agency. I'm like waiting for them to contact me. I guess I'm just going to have to hit quick apply on like a job on there. and say, yes, I applied for a job through the staffing agency. They're actively looking for jobs for me. Grubbable said, hi, Lindy. I'm a 36-year-old bipolar 2 haver and longtime fan. I just wanted to let you know that you are the hottest, baddest bitch in Minnesota, and I absolutely look up to you, and I'm rooting for you. Thank you, darling. 36-year-old bipolar 2 haver and icon Grubbables. Thank you for being here. I love being the baddest bitch in Minnesota. The competition is stiff, let me tell you. I'm just kidding. There are lots of beautiful people in Minneapolis. Yeah, I was actually, I was talking on my blog the other day about how, like, I moved into a neighborhood where everyone is a college student. Like, 99% of this neighborhood is 18 to 22. And I was saying that it's like exposure therapy for me for getting old. Because, like, I'm 38, I'm turning 39 next week, I'm like creeping up on 40, it's a lot. And I like, every time I go for a walk every day, and every time I leave my house, it's like everyone who I'm passing on the street is at the beautiful peak of their youth, 18 to 22, just babies walking around, and they're drunk, drunken children everywhere in my neighborhood. And I compared it to back in my mid-20s, I was living with a very beautiful fashion model. And it was so funny. We were like we were poor as fuck. She was a waitress. I was selling furniture. And we were living in this basement together. And while we were living together, she got cast in a Reese Witherspoon movie. And so she had to go to Atlanta and South Africa to film this movie. I was back at home. I was watching her cat, and her cat died while she was away. It was horrible. But anyway, it's sort of like when I was living with her, and we would be getting ready together in the mirror, and she is good looking for a living. She is a very, very beautiful woman. And it would be we're getting ready together, and I'm looking at her, I'm looking at me, I'm looking at her, and and there's this obvious difference between the way that we look. But it helped me though. She would have all of her beautiful cousins and all of her beautiful model friends over, and it's I'm the frumpy one, I'm the odd man out because I'm not as good looking as these other women. But it was kind of like exposure therapy for me, for being not as attractive as other people. It was almost I think that as a woman, so much emphasis is placed on how you look, and it's almost competitive with other women, and you see these impossibly beautiful women, and I think that you get this sense that these really, really beautiful women, they're evil somehow. They're your enemies, or that they're going to be really mean to you or something. And so living with this really, really gorgeous model and all of her model friends and cousins and stuff, it was sort of you know what? It's okay to look like I do, because they're cool. They're really nice. They love me, actually. They're really cool, and they're just people, And so now I live in this neighborhood where I'm getting older. I'm, 38, turning 39 next month. And there are all of these children around, these 18 to 22-year-old college students. And it's sort of the same kind of exposure therapy, where it's I'm constantly walking around looking at the thing that you're supposed to be, and I think it's being a woman influences this a lot. It's you're supposed to be 22 years old your entire life, and so it's I'm walking around, and I look different, I look older, I dress differently than the kids do these days. I'm still in my skinny jeans era. I don't think I'm ever gonna get out of it. I've had a lot of trouble adapting to the new style of clothing. That's my medication alarm. Not going to take that yet because I'm drinking. I'll take it later. But yeah, I haven't been able to adapt to the new way of dressing or anything. So it's I'm visibly older. The way I dress is kind of out of fashion, and I'm just constantly looking at these little children in their faces. And they see me too. It's like being seen in my wretchedness as an old hag, you know? And in a way, it's kind of helping me. It's kind of helping me. Like, it's helping me accept getting older, because it's like, no one is mean to me. I don't need to be afraid of these children or afraid of what I am. I'm sure the vaping isn't helping. My skin's been better. Oh. This has been a trying time for me. Like, I'm used to dedicating 40 hours a week to my job. And now it's like those 40 hours are just filled with nothing. And I put this in the title of the video. I cut my bangs way too fucking short. Like, they don't look bad on screen, but in person they look crazy to me. Let's see here. Taylor said, so what's your skincare routine? I don't have one. This is good lighting. Like, in person, my skin is a little different, but I think that part of it is that the major part of it is that I have sensory issues, and I've had a lifelong aversion to direct sunlight. It really bothers me. I do not like being out in the sun, and it's always been that way. So I've just avoided the sun my entire life, basically. And like, younger people do sometimes think I'm younger than I am. But yeah, just staying out of the sun. I wash my face with bar soap, and I put on unscented lotion, and that's it. Andy Jo80 said, that was exactly what I needed to hear about women aging, because same boat. I live downtown with the youth's ground floor. I cannot escape the drunken nights. Yeah. I was walking down the street the other day, and like, I had an outfit on. Occasionally I got that shit on, you know, and these two drunken 18-year-olds or whatever were like sitting on this ledge, and they did this thing at me. This has hit the white woman community like an atom bomb. Okay, I don't know. You will never catch me doing this, because that is not natural to me. But they did this, and they said slay at me, and then they asked me a question, which I was not prepared for at all. It was something about mogging and looks maxing, but like, not those. It was like that. It was like structured like that, but it was also words I had never heard before. And they asked me, which one are you? Are you this one, or this one? And it was like they were speaking a foreign fucking language. And like, there was a guy standing next to me, and he answered the question, and then they turned to me, and I was like, I am 38 years old. I have no idea what those words mean. And then I just went on my way, because they were like, oh. I really wish that my sister wasn't getting surgery. I wish that was over. I wish that was done with already. It's like when my other sister is pregnant. You know, she's been pregnant twice. When she's really late in her pregnancy, I'm like, can you not be pregnant anymore? This is really scary. I want you to just do this really dangerous medical thing and like have it over with. But did you know that because she's getting her hysterectomy at like 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, they send you home same day? They literally send you home same day after having a hysterectomy? Does that seem crazy to anybody else? You would think they would keep you overnight for monitoring or something. They're only, removing an entire internal organ. Like, holy shit. They're gonna send her home that evening after having a hysterectomy. And what's that even like? Like, she says, oh, I have my little bump on my lower belly. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss I'm over here fat as fuck. I'm like, shut the fuck up. MMK090 said, when my mom had hers, they told her she could go to work the next day or something. Oh my God. God almighty. Oh, God damn it, America. Oh, God damn this country. I don't know if you're American. I'm assuming you are. Jesus Christ. Go to work the next day after a hysterectomy. Jesus. God. Oh, this land of the free that we live in. Absolutely I am, lol. Yeah, of course you are. If you have a hysterectomy in France, they probably pay you $10,000 and say take a year off. Like, every time I'm online and I hear, like, this happened the other day. I was like watching a video and this lady had like this thick Scandinavian accent and I was like, God, it must be nice. It must be so nice to be where you're from. Those Scandinavians, they have it the best of anyone. Okay, Taylor said, that's really surprising. I'd expect to stay in the hospital for a few days after the procedure, right? I mean, they're removing an entire internal organ. Like, how big is that incision? I don't even know. I suppose I could Google it. I probably should, right? But yeah, like, they're just removing an entire internal organ. But she's like, oh, I miss my little bump. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to have a fupa over here. Okay? It's getting to that point. Like, I am 10 pounds away from having an actual fupa. You can shut the hell up, okay? She's all athletic too, because like she was a ballet dancer for a million years when she was a kid. She was a ballet dancer for like 15 years. And I swear to God, like, if you were an athlete as a kid, if you even kind of keep up with it, like that musculature like never leaves. See, Steamboat 8688 said hysterectomy can be laparoscopic, so they poke a hole above your belly button and then shoot it out the canal. Shoot it out the canal? Not kidding. What does that mean, shoot it out the canal? Oh, like they shoot it out the hole above your belly button. That's crazy. I bet that is probably what she's doing. She had to have like a bunch of endometriosis stuff like removed, and they put a camera inside of her, and she had these pictures that were so unsettling. So it was like from the front, the camera, and you could see the back wall of her body. Like, you could see beyond the internal organs, and you could see the back wall. That's just crazy. Nope, out the V. It's crazy. Oh, out the vag? What? That, wow. I should ask her about some of the particulars about this. I'm sure she knows. Holy fuck is right, Taylor. So in my effort to cut down on my vaping, I've been putting the vape next to the armchair over here, and I'm like, okay, I can only vape when I'm sitting in the armchair and I can't have my phone with me, because I fall into this like addiction hole where I'm just on my phone, I'm vaping and I'm playing my game, and I never leave my bed, right? And but I'm allowed to read while I'm vaping, and I've been reading this book by Stephen Hawking. It's called George's Secret Key to the Universe, and it is a children's book by Stephen Hawking about outer space. And it's a children's book. I don't like YA. I don't read children's fiction very often, but it's been a long time since I've had a science class. All right, so I'm learning things about outer space right now. And do you want to know the craziest thing I learned? Is that, okay, so I don't like the meme, but you know, Pluto, not a planet anymore, right? It was downgraded to a dwarf planet, right? But did you know there are 2 other dwarf planets in our solar system? Because I did not. There is another dwarf planet the same size as Pluto called Eris that is slightly farther away from the sun than Pluto is. Same size as Pluto. I had no idea this planet existed. And then, this is the weirder one. Did you know there is a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter called Ceres? It's a quarter of the size of our moon. There is a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter. Wait, Mother Just, yes, you know, my very what is the planet rhyme that we learned when we were kids? I am too drunk. I don't remember. But it's between Mars and Jupiter, and it's a quarter size of the moon, and its name is Ceres, and I had no idea that it was there. I'm learning about science while I'm unemployed, guys. Okay, I'm learning about outer space. And that's that story. I have nothing else to say about that. That's my space story. Taylor said, I didn't know. That'll be a good Wikipedia bedtime hole to go down later. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool book. I mean, it's for children, but like it was even cool to like relearn, because I kind of got off track with science when I was in high school. Like I was like a gifted child, you know, so I was in all of the advanced classes. And then like my freshman year of high school, I was in like AP chemistry or something like that. And then like this is gonna take a morbid turn. Then my dad died, right? My dad died my freshman year of high school, and like he died in November of my freshman year in high school, which was 2 months after 9/11, just to put that on a time scale perspective. Anyway, and I like science was the one subject that when I came back to school, I just never caught up on. Like, I caught up on English, history, you know, German, like I caught up on all my other classes, but that single knowledge gap from when my dad died, I just never caught up in science again. I just never caught up. And like when I took all my standardized testing to like go to college and stuff, science is my worst subject. I'm really like kind of just scientifically ignorant, which is funny to me. Like, but I think that what's more annoying than being scientifically ignorant is people who pretend to understand science. Like, if I ever catch you talking about quantum mechanics, I am looking down my nose at you. You don't understand that shit. Do you know that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? It was very popular when I was younger. Did you know? And it's about quantum mechanics, and it's where people get a lot of their ideas about quantum mechanics and all the kooky shit that happens, like at a quantum level, which I don't understand, and I'm going to tell you I don't understand it. Did you know that What the Bleep Do We Know was produced by a cult? Like a religious cult? And that in this documentary, they have people talking, and they don't put their names or their qualifications underneath them when they're talking. Some of the experts in this documentary are members of the cult who are channeling spirits. Like, I am not joking. This documentary was a religious cult movie that took a hold of the millennial imagination in the mid-2000s, and now there's a bunch of like millennial dudes running around talking about quantum mechanics, and they have no idea that all of the information that they have about it, all these kooky ideas they have, came from a literal cult. See, Taylor said, math has always been my worst subject. Can't fucking do it. Yeah. Math was okay for me. Like, you don't, unless you're actually a mathematician, you don't really use a lot of the high school math. But that being said, like, I come from math people. Like, it's funny that I don't understand science, because my grandfather was actually a rocket scientist at NASA. He worked at NASA during the Gemini space missions. And like I've searched his name on the NASA website, and like I found his name on like papers and stuff about like thrusters or whatever whatever the fuck he was doing at NASA. And both of my parents were computer programmers, and like and this was in the 80s when my parents got into that. So I mean, it was like they were like writing computer language like in a way that I just have never experienced. But yeah, my grandpa was a NASA rocket scientist, and then after he worked at NASA, he worked for the Department of Defense during the Cold War. And he worked on, not actually literally on, but he worked on the construction of nuclear submarines in the Arctic Circle. And so in the Arctic Circle, you know, it's sort of this, you don't even think about it when you look at a map, but when you look at a globe, the Arctic Circle is is an active area between Russia and the United States. And so yeah, my grandpa was working on like nuclear submarines. And like I remember when I was a kid, he like when he retired, he had this like picture of a submarine with all of these like sailors. Are people who work on submarines, are they sailors? Or is that just boats? Is there a name for people who work on submarines? But they're all standing on top of the submarine, and like it's signed by 1 million people, and it's like, thank you for your service or whatever. And he told me this wild story one time. I don't know, he was a trickster. Submariners. Thank you, Tyler. Submariners, yes. He was kind of a trickster guy. Like, he was very, very funny. See, Jupiter said, they're not too short, girl. Yes, they are! Yes, they are! Like, okay. Like, I can raise my eyebrows. And I don't know. I feel like I babied the bangs too hard. I babied them too hard. And they look weirder in real life than they do in this camera angle, and that's all I'm gonna say. I look fucking weird right now. I look weird, I'm unemployed, and see, Jupiter said, your bangs should reveal your eyebrows, it frames you, it's futuristic. Shut up. You shut the fuck up. It's futuristic. I don't want to look like a space alien. I don't want to look like I'm on Star Trek. You know what kills me about Star Trek, actually? Because I love Star Trek. Like, my dad was a total Star Trek nerd. And, like, he went to conventions and stuff, and, like, I always watched Star Trek when I was a kid. And, like, my main Star Trek influence is Next Generation. I watched Voyager, too, like, when it was on in the 90s. But, like, I watched a lot of Next Generation, and something that kills me about this show is that it's, like, 3,000, or no, not 3,000, it's, like, 300 years in the future, and all of the women, full face of makeup. Like, they couldn't imagine a future where women didn't fully paint their faces in order to go out in public. Like, the eyeliner and the mascara, like, it's just, oh my god, that just kills me. It's such an anachronism that it just takes me out of the futuristic. But I love Star Trek, don't get me wrong. I'd say that Next Generation, probably my favorite Star Trek show, then Deep Space Nine, then Voyager. And honestly, I haven't watched the original series. I've seen a couple episodes, but like, I should watch that. And then, like, I haven't watched any of, like, later series stuff either. But yeah, those 3 shows very influential. Along with Xena Warrior Princess, which, you know, I already had this hairstyle when Xena came out. But it was like, it was very affirming to me as a young bisexual to see a bisexual, hot female warrior with my exact hairstyle on television every week. Oh my god. I saw a clip on Twitter of Lucy Lawless, like an older Lucy Lawless in a different role, and she was firing a gun, and I was like, oh my god, I am gay. Wow, I didn't even know I needed that. What does it even matter that I'm bisexual at this point in my life? I'm not getting laid. Oh my god. Like, the last time I got laid was this summer like a couple weeks before I went into the mental hospital. I had a very depressed evening and I was like, fuck it, I'm drinking a bottle of champagne. And then I went to the bar across the street and I took home a 23-year-old man, like this kid, right? And like we were at the bar and he was good looking. I mean, I'm not pursuing a 23-year-old to date at this stage in my life. But he was like, "You're not 38." Like, he was drunk, obviously, so was I, but he was like, "You're not 38." Like, I showed him my ID. I was like, "Baby, I was born when Ronald Reagan was president, okay?" And I was like, "You're 23? That means that," because I started coming to this bar when I was 22. That means the first time I came here, you were 7 years old. That was crazy. He texted me while I was in the mental hospital to like follow up, like, "Hey, did you move?" Like, blah, blah, blah. And they take your phone while you're at the hospital, obviously. And so, like, when I turned my phone on when I was getting out, I had this text from him, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Like, thanks for texting me." But I think he had sent it like probably 3 or 4 days before, and I just like randomly responded days later. I never heard from him again. I should text him. Well, I'm kind of out of things to say now. So I think I might just wrap up this live stream. It's a little bit shorter than my last live stream, but I'm kind of out of things to say. Tyler said, "I started following you when I was like 15. I think you were like 60% of the reason I wanted to try accounting in college." That's so awesome. You should not have been following my blog when you were 15 years old. Like, I'm aware, like, of course I'm aware that there are younger people that follow me on the internet. I am aware of that. And like, even though some of my blog, and especially back then, I don't know how, if you're in college now, that would have been way back when. I mean, I was definitely posting like adult content, but it was never porn or anything. I mean, it was like nudity, but you know, I am aware that younger people follow me, and so I've always tried to be a good role model. But yeah, 15-year-olds should not be following me on the internet. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you again for watching my live stream. Like and subscribe. My 8-year-old niece loves the fact that I do live streams. She loves that I have a YouTube channel. She thinks it's so fucking cool. She was like, "You didn't lose your job. You stream." And I was like, "Honey, no, I don't make money doing this. This is just for the love of the game." Oh, thank you, Grubbables. You take care too. I love you guys. And I'll see you online. Guys, I'm gonna try and post videos. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That's right, Taylor. Hit that bell so you can be alerted when I post a video 4 times a year. So I don't know, guys. I'm gonna try and film a vlog this week, I swear. But yeah, I'll see you all later. And thank you for being here. And this is always the part of the stream where I struggle to try and figure out how to stop streaming. I'm tapping the screen. Okay, bye for real. Bye.